Let's get started, guys. Last Epoch, Season 2. Let's find out if it's any good. Let's go ahead and make a brand new online character, seasonal. We're going to be locking in the Rogue with a brand new Heartseeker skill. And let's have some fun, man. Let's go, and I'll kind of answer the question, is this game good? Because I get asked that quite frequently, as I normally play like Diablo and Path of Exile, but people wanted to know if Last Epoch Season 2 is good. Now, when this first came out, the servers were having issues, so I didn't get to play day one, but we're going to play now. I'll give you guys kind of the rundown, my initial impressions and thoughts of the game. Now, I have played the game before. I've got hundreds of hours in this game, but I've got thousands of hours in Path of Exile and Diablo. But I'll give you guys my raw impressions of the season. So basically, it's very similar to Diablo and Path of Exile. The upsides of this game is that every skill has its own skill tree. The downsides of this game is the combat. Doesn't have that like visceral action combat is the best way to put it. So if you've ever played some games where they feel a little bit weightless, that's the biggest thing that plagues Last Epoch, 100%. But like as far as it being a good action RPG, absolutely yes. Like if you're wondering, should I buy this game? If you like Diablo, if you like Path of Exile, this is your sort of game. However, it doesn't feel as tight. Like, the best way to put it is if you compare a AAA game with a game that's like AA. But there are aspects of this game that are better than AAA. This game, 100%, no doubt, better combat in terms of its identity for some of the classes, and the skill trees are amazing in this game. And what I mean by that is, if you compare this game to like Diablo's skill tree. Every skill, which you guys will see very soon, has its own skill tree. That's the biggest selling point of this game, is the skill tree. And there's going to be newer skills. There's kind of like these ascendancies that you'd have like in Path of Exiles. We got this new Shuriken skill. We're going to use this for a little bit, as the bow over here gives us +2 bow damage. But we can use you can't actually dual wield in this game. You have to unlock it though with the Rogue class. But as far as it goes, keep in mind I am playing on a laptop on Wi-Fi. We're on hotel Wi-Fi. We're still traveling right now, but I'm still gonna give you guys a gameplay and give you guys my thoughts on the game. And again, there's, by the way, no pay to win in this game. It's a buy once. It's not a free game, but the game is very fair. At least in my personal opinion, out of like Diablo, Path of Exile, this is the most fair action RPG. Diablo is a little bit on the too easy side, I'm going to be real. But keep in mind, Diablo is what I would consider more of a casual entry action RPG. Well, this one is very casual for an entry action RPG too. It's definitely a lot more challenging as you get later in the game. So we're going to kill these enemies over here with our little shurikens. And the class fantasy is actually really well done. By the way, if you're wondering, is the campaign good? Honestly, it's kind of a whatever for me. I'm just going to be rushing straight to the end game, just like you would in most action RPGs, which is not necessarily a bad thing at all. Okay, this one gives us, it's a blue, so it gives us more. Like, the itemization in this game is really well done. Then do we get a quiver? Okay, it's auto-equipping some of the stuff. There's shrines. There's everything that you would expect to see in an action RPG. So here's, oh, well, I'm getting attacked over here. So this is how it works. When you level up, you get passive points that will be for your character. So right now we're on Rogue, but we're eventually going to go either Marksman or Falconer. And basically, think of these as like your class ascendancies. However, you can still put points into Marksman, even if you're not a Marksman. I believe up until this chain. This is what indicates the differences. So we can get, right now, we can only get points into Rogue. Once we spend enough points into Rogue, we then can basically ascend. Which will be later. So what we can do is we can get extra attack speed, physical damage, we can get dexterity, which a lot of skills, by the way, in this game, they will tell you what they scale off of. So it'll say like physical, melee, bow attack, dexterity, and that's basically what it scales off of. In the very beginning, honestly, steady hand is like one of the best things because it gives you dex, which gives you pretty much damage scaling, and it gives you HP, and HP is pretty important in this game. As you'll find out, the game is kind of hard. I'm not gonna lie. If you only go damage. The game is relatively fair, though. But in the very beginning, you don't have like the evasion rating like requirements. But once we get puncture, the game will be a lot smoother. The shurikens are okay. Let's see, we get 100% crit right at this shrine over here. And pretty much most of the campaign is just walking from point A to point B. It's not something where I would say it's amazing amount of set pieces that will just blow your mind away as far as the campaign goes. It's pretty much, you go here, you go where the arrow tells you to go. There's also charms in this game that they're called idols, basically the same thing as Diablo. Some areas you can go from like the high ground to the low ground and vice versa, which is good for traversal, right? Because you want to be able to get towards the end game as quickly as possible. But if you're playing range, just like in every action RPG, it is superior. Which is why I love the Falconer. The Falconer is like so godly.
Well done. We're almost there. See you ahead.
But yeah, the campaign's okay. Like it's like if I had to give this game like a rating, because the whole point of this video is like, is this game fun, right? So keep in mind again, if you see any like lag, the servers are having issues. They tweeted out about it. Like there's this like earlier on. So we unlocked what's called the Specialization slot. So we also have the point here. We can get extra attack speed. I'm going to get more into dexterity because I really want the HP. And then we have a new Specialization. So what this allows us to do, we also got a new skill, which I'll play with it. These are all the skills that you're going to be able to get. Now, depending on what class we go, we will get more skills. Now, you can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these unlocked, and these are our skills that we're going to invest into. So you basically get to select. You can still use all your skills in the game. It's just that you only have 5 skills that you can invest points into. So I get to select which skill I want to use. I'm going to, let's say, select shurikens, for example. Now I have shurikens locked in. I have a skill point in shurikens that I can spend over here on any of these. Each skill has its own skill tree. This is its biggest like driving point here, as far as like it goes. And you can see I can add like a bleed, I can make it poison, I can do penetration, I have a pierce chance, I have attack speed. But let's say I don't want it, right? I can just respec and I can just despecialize in it. It's cool. It just removes all the skill points. Right now, it doesn't really matter because I only have 1 point into it. So we have Acid Flask over here that does some dot damage, which is actually pretty good in the very beginning. We have Flurry, which can give us extra HP. And once we're level 8, 20, and 35, and 50, we get extra skill slots. Think of it kind of like that. That's the best way to, I guess, put it. This will give us extra attack speed. In the very beginning, actually, we can mess around with this for a while. I actually like this one. So it just does more damage. We can add a slow to it. It's a chance. Or we can just get a point into this, which will give us some more damage. So yes, we can select this, and now I get the extra 20% damage. And I'm going to, let's say, move this skill over here to W, and we're going to continue. And we're going to use this as our skill now. And then we can also sell any of the stuff that we don't want to the NPC, because we're basically progressing in the campaign. We can talk to all the NPCs that have a yellow. But going back to what I was saying as far as like score points, like visually the game, I mean, it's not bad at all. Like I'd say if I was to give it like a visual score, I mean, it's like 7. It does the job, but oh, these are like cosmetics. By the way, there's no pay to win in the game. I'm just looking for the NPC where we can go sell all of our stuff. But, like the graphics are okay. I don't have everything maxed out because, like I said, I'm traveling. I'm on a laptop right now. So I'm just going to go sell all these items, and then we're going to go buy other items. Crafting in this game is legitimately like 10 out of 10. I think this game has the best crafting in the entire game. This one gives us extra regen. Hopefully my face isn't really blocking it, but it's fine. We're going to get this for extra regen. We can get, our belt has 0 stats on it right now. We have increased fire damage, dodge rating, 15 health. I'm going to grab all the HP because in this game, again, you need some defenses. This gives us 12 bow damage. This is 12. We'll talk more about like crafting later. What is this? 71. Okay, we can purchase this as well. And we're just going to continue. And just go up. And you can respec. It'll cost gold, but it's really not that big of a deal unless you're respecing a lot. Alright, we're going to go talk to this NPC and just go ahead and continue. But yeah, graphics in this game, it's like a 7. It's like passable. Maybe I can even say like a 6 or 5. That's totally fine. The graphics aren't its driving point. The biggest area that I want to say that I would give it criticism for is specifically the way that the game feels. You don't have that like weighted combat that you have in Path of Exile, especially Path of Exile 2, man. But yeah, I really like the Acid Flask in the very beginning. See, the damage is great. Now, the downside is obviously it costs mana. And we don't have infinite of that yet. But we can mess around with the shurikens and kind of attack them and then move as well. And you can play whatever you enjoy. Acid Flask is doing some work. But if I was to give like the action combat part, it's like compared to modern, like if I'm comparing this to Diablo 4 and Path of Exile, it is very far behind. It's like 3 or 4 out of 10 for the way the combat feels. Now it depends also on the skill that you're using, but it just feels super, super, super outdated. But as far as like the skill tree system, oh man, this game's like is 10 out of 10. It is the best skill. Like the way that the skills interact is really cool because like I can convert this acid flask. Let's say I can convert it into cold damage, fire damage, and there could be a unique that changes the skill completely. Like the skills and itemization in this game are genuinely 10 out of 10. It is top notch. It's just the way that the game feels is farther behind. So if I was to give the like no game scores on that, I'm giving it very, very high scores in certain areas, but like I said, it's got some really, really, really good aspects of the game. The graphics aren't the best. Yeah, the gameplay is good. The end game, I haven't seen the new update. There's supposed to be major overhauls and updates to it, so we'll see how it goes, man. But most of these are just kill enemies. This one we have to fight past the invaders over here. And oh, also another thing that's important is you can get multiple stacks, and you can actually shred armor as well. So now we have a new skill to play around with, which is puncture. Pretty fun skill. And then we have another point, but we're gonna wait to put that in as the game does not pause for you, which I actually really like that Path of Exile allows you to do that, because there might be something that you want to read, and that will allow you to essentially read. So I'll kill all these enemies so then we can put in the next point. So we have another unspent point. Again, I'm locking all this dexterity in because, again, it's damage and HP. Looks like we got some movement speed, which will be excellent because we're going to come up to like a elite/boss battle over here. Strax, okay. So as long as we attack and move, easy peasy. And then until we're out of mana, and then we go back to spamming shurikens, or we can spam this other skill over here, which is puncture, which is actually the skill that I personally enjoy the most. We're going to invest into it. Once we get level 8, we can maybe swap to that if we want to. It's just that in the very beginning, honestly, the flasks AoE is like really nice to have. So this boss, just don't stand inside the AoE and you'll be okay. Basically, just don't play melee. This game is very fair though. Oh, by the way, crafting, if we're talking about like numerical scores, this game, honestly, dude, this game is legitimately 10 out of 10 for the crafting and the itemization. It is so nice and beginner friendly. I love it. What do we have in this? We have movement speed boots. We have physical res. We want to start scaling evasion. Oh, by the way, never portal back before going to this boss. It will bug out the game. I learned that the hard way. It doesn't really matter though, because if you just use acid flask, game's pretty easy. Oh, I did damage over time. That's why I like the skill so much. It just covers it up. But play the skill that you enjoy. And so far as like it goes, I believe this is one of like the quests that you want to do. There are certain quests in this game where you want to do to unlock what's called idle slots, and the idle slots will enable you to get more charms. But yeah, there's a bunch of quests that are kind of optional, and like you only need to do so many of them, which is kind of cool. I actually really like the way that they designed that for the campaign. So click on all the shrines. And hopefully I can show you guys what an idol is, and the uniques in this game are actually pretty cool too. Set items were kind of bad, but apparently they've gotten buffed, and obviously there's a new season, so there's probably going to be a lot more newer items to play around with. But yeah, could definitely easy recommendation if you like action RPGs. And I don't think this game is $60. I haven't checked what the price is at the moment for the game. Yeah, there's a new season. Yes, Branch, to answer your question. Happy Sunday. Oh, yeah, is it Sunday? I think for me, is it Sunday or Monday for me? Because I'm 14 hours ahead of the US, so sometimes like the days of release dates and stuff, I gotta keep in mind. I gotta. Javelin Pally deletes all content. Yeah, but I like the rogue, man. I gotta always play the bow characters. That's kind of like my thing. But if there's something super broken, then sometimes I'll play two things. But I gotta at least try out the Heartseeker. So once we're out of mana, some skills, by the way, can generate mana, or you can make skills that normally don't cost mana. And again, this is where this game becomes like 10 out of 10. Oh, they are automatically absorb the crafting materials. The crafting in this game legitimately is 10 out of 10. I'd even give it 11 out of 10. The crafting in this game is so good. And the reason why it's so good is because the crafting system in this game allows you to And we also have another point in here, so we can get extra damage as well. This is increased AoE. But the reason why the crafting system is so good is so beginner friendly. It's so beginner friendly. I think there's one that can convert it to fire damage. Instead of physical, it does fire damage. So again, but no chance for poison pools. Oh, it has a chance to throw in a poison pool. If you have alt, it'll tell you kind of like what it does. But this one's pretty good. Some of these will require multiple points. We have Armor Shred, and if each stack of Armor Shred reduces armor by 100, increase the damage taken from all hits, can reduce armor below 0. So if I want to get like armor shredding, I can get Acid Flask has a chance to grant haste for a short. Oh, so 25% chance to grant haste. Haste is a movement speed that increases movement speed by 30%, and then it lasts for 2 seconds. That's actually a really good thing, but I have to put 2 points into it first. When you directly use Acid Flask, you now throw 3 in a line, but it costs more mana. So there's okay, that costs 5 extra mana. Now, if I want to search for any node that could be like mana cost reduction, let's see, mana efficiency. This is like resource cost reduction, and we also get damage. That's kind of cool. Now, it will require me to get this hinder, which will then slow them down. Like I said, I really like Acid Flask. Now, usually I'm all about getting damage, even though this one will give me more mana efficiency and damage. This one's 20% more damage. But I kind of want to be able to spam it. And I guess we can start applying a slow. Maybe there could be a different bonus. See how there's only 1 point? So I need 1 point into this to then get this. And like I said, I really like having this skill in the very beginning. So we just hit that little thing it's required for the quest. And then we're going to go ahead and continue. But as far as like the new season goes, I haven't seen any of the new season mechanic yet. We'll see. We also have a passive point for completing that. Cool. Again, we're just going to lock that in. And now that I put enough points into it, I can use dual blades, but we take 9% more damage. And then damage taken while moving is something we can consider. Now, I could also go dual blades. Blade Dancer is a very fun class, but just like most action RPGs, do not recommend anything that's melee. Especially the Falconer is so good. And then over here, oh, we have another point to spend over here. So now we get resource cost reduction. They call it like mana efficiency, but it's like same thing. Puncture Bleed is OP, yeah? Is it? Oh, we got another passive point. See, we're just getting so much over here, man. I love it. Great. Just keep on going, man. But within the first 15 minutes, I already feel like my character is feeling like pretty decently powerful. Like, let's see, is this 1 or 2? Maybe like two hits. 2 hits unless it creates an acid pool. I think there's a chance for it to like create an acid pool, but the game is so fair in terms of like its progression. Like if Path of Exile 2 was maybe too hard, and one thing that Path of Exile did, okay, even though the point of the video is supposed to be saying, is this game good? I have to compare it to Path of Exile because it's a very like frequently asked question, this and Diablo. So like also all these little like shards, you want to pick them up for sure. And then we may have gotten an upgrade here. Is that this game, oh, we have increased damage over time. The thing is that Path of Exile just doesn't drop enough loot, and like when you have an action RPG that doesn't give you loot, you best believe players are going to complain about it. I mean, there's a reason why Path of Exile is sitting at mostly negative right now, and I love Path of Exile. And do I think it deserves mostly negative? No, but people are upset. Diablo also in Season 8, they're making the game way harder. People don't like that. People have been very vocal about the negativity with that game. Now, Last Epoch right now is a pretty good opportunity to make a big comeback. And that is because if all these action RPGs want us to spend hundreds and hundreds of hours in them, I think making the game more accessible is kind of key. The Falconer reminds me of the Spiritborn. The Falconer gets a pet falcon, and I think that it's a really cool class. I think it's the most OP class in the entire game. Now, I haven't seen what it does this season, but we can go Falconer and Marksman, because you can swap the ascendancies. In this area, we're just kind of surviving. Again, the campaign in this game, if you don't have fun in the campaign, it's no big deal. I'm kind of just like whatever with the campaign. It's not something that I'm like, oh my gosh, I need the campaign to be good in my action RPGs. The campaign can suck in a lot of action RPGs, and I could care less. But I know for some people, they want like a story. Honestly, could care less about this game's like campaign. But you see, like the bosses, that we're doing it pretty easy right now. I mean, it does do pretty good damage, but we're not standing in any of the giant AoEs. And as long as you don't do that, we want to pick up all these shards. They're going to be used for crafting later. So what do we have over here? We have increased critical strike time. Now that isn't 19% crit, it works off base crit. So that Jade Ring, okay, we have extra dexterity. That's good. As long as it has dexterity, we're going to definitely grab those. Now we've got to speak with Balthus. So again, most of the campaign is just doing exactly what we're doing right now, which is like skip, 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 and then we just go to the yellow arrow, and just like any other action RPG, you have the tab mini map over here. But as far as it goes in terms of the new season, I feel like it feels pretty much what I remember it feeling like, as in like the gameplay just, it's missing that like combat. It's the one thing it's missing, and if they could get that down, I think this could be one of the best action RPGs, genuinely. But I wish that you had a faster way to progress, like in terms of like getting through the campaign. But apparently it's not that long. Now, that's when you're comparing it to speedruns. It was like 2 hours. Is what I believe I saw Rax do it in 2 hours. But I don't remember off the top of my head how long it took me or an average player to do the campaign. But the key should be basically spamming all of our mobility skills like every single time they're off cooldown, and maybe throw an acid blast down so we can move. But sometimes on the mini-map, you'll see some of these like chests, and I always liked opening up those, but hopefully we can do one of the new League mechanics. My plan at least is to do the first half hour, 30 minutes, and give you guys my impressions of it, because I think that matters a lot for games. A lot of people, they give the game like 20, 30 minutes, and if they're not having fun, you know. But I'm going to do my first 30 minutes impressions, and then I'm going to like lock in with my like first hour, like after. And then I'm going to see how I feel about the game. And we're getting new skills to play around with. So it does a pretty good job of keeping you entertained, though. Because I'm thinking about it from like a new player's like perspective, right? If I keep on getting new skills every few levels and new things to play around with, I'm going to enjoy myself much more than if, you know, it takes so long to get to some skills. I don't know if any of you guys played MMOs back in the day, but MMOs back in the day, if I'm not getting a new skill every like hour, dude, it feels bad, right? Because I'm wondering, like, where's my fun? You know, I want new toys, and I'm gonna mess around with all the skills for you guys. I actually think this new skill that we just got, what is it, S, is actually pretty fun. It's called Cinder Strike. We can lock it in. We'll swap shurikens with Cinder Strike. So what it does is every 3 attacks, the last one like explodes, and it's actually one of my favorite skills that we can mess around with. However, if I want to unspec out of my current skill, it will go back down like to level like I don't remember if it goes to like 1. There is like a minimum threshold. I think it's right here. So the minimum one, I think, is it'll always give us +1 no matter what if I reset. But how it works is your skills kind of work like the skills in PoE, where like in PoE 1, where like you can level them up, right? And the level up is the points that you get to put into. Now if I unspec out of it, it goes back to, it gives us minimum 1, but they level up really fast. Really fast. We gotta be spamming our mobility skills too. All right. So click on the NPC. Come on. Some of the areas do look pretty cool though. Like it's coming in. But yeah, I would say if I had to give this game like a score, I think a 7 or 8 is a pretty fair score. If they got the combat down, this is easy, like 9 out of 10. Easy 9 out of 10. Anything good? No, not really. Now we gotta return over here. We gotta keep on spamming. I'm at the point via everything I've heard regarding PoE 2 and Last Epoch is if you want fun, dabble in this. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Yeah, if you just want to have fun in action RPG, you can lock in with Last Epoch and have a blast. All right, now we're gonna go over here. Honestly, some of the areas on the map get kind of confusing because it wants you to like. How it works is you go back in time in between timelines and some of the areas change. There's actually a couple areas in this game. It's called Tomb of the Keepers. I just know that there's like one area where you travel back in time and it opens and closes doors because they're like broken and stuff. And it's actually really cool. It's kind of like if you ever played Titanfall 2, there's like a map that's like, what the heck? What the heck is this? What the heck is this? Alright, so now we're back after the game. So for some reason, if you alt-tab out, I don't know if it's like a bug with the game right now, but it just crashes on me. I don't know. TikTok thinks that I'm AFK probably streaming anime. Anyways, let's go ahead and continue, and we're just going to go ahead and get an extra passive point. And again, I want to lock in with all of this. Max now dexterity, it is damage too. Now, this one, if you want to do wield, you can go for it. It's not bad, but I'm telling you right now, the acid flask is what I like to level up with for a while, and then I do like puncture as well, but we're gonna get that at level 8 and we're 7 right now, So what we can do is pretty much spam our acid flask until we run out of mana, and then we can swap. And then later we're gonna have this pet falcon that's almost gonna one shot pretty much everything, man. Team bootleg. Oh, dude, like I mean, I don't mind if people like bootleg stuff. I mean, let's be real. Most people do that anyways when they're looking for like TV shows and stuff. There's so many websites, man. But anyways, this is the skill that I was talking about. Cinder Strike. It's actually one of my favorite skills to level up with too. But the thing that I don't like with it compared to Acid Flask is like the clear speed of this. The Acid Flask is just so good, especially since like you can just get so much dot damage up. Ooh, Assassins. I think it has to do with crit, right? Increase. We have chance to poison on hit. Ooh, this is good. Nice, nice. Got a shrine that's giving us. Ooh, that's lots of gold here. Cool, cool. But yeah, we can use the acid flask, or we can use the other skill and pick up all of these that you see in the game. But yeah, I would say, and someone brought this up, which was like, yeah, this game is great for fun, right? But going back to what you're saying, Francisco. Hey, bro, I played Diablo 4 PvE's last Epoch. I think it is good if you want to like come home and just like chill out and play a game. It's more relaxed. Ooh, we have a first legendary or unique, you know, in the game. Cool, cool. Let's see what it does, man. This game does uniques very well. But yeah, easily could recommend it. Easy recommendation of like a good solid game. It's like so close from being. It has so many like legendary, absolutely like highly can recommend areas. Like the crafting is excellent. The balance, the loot is pretty decent too. Like it's not as easy as Diablo for loot, but let's be honest. I'll say a lot of people feel like Diablo the loot is too easy. Now, where Diablo gets too hard with loot is like getting the perfect rolled like aspects is way too. It feels like impossible levels. Like it's just. Getting perfectly rolled aspects and then also getting triple GAs is like way too rough. And this game you have these purple items that kind of are greater affixes. That's kind of how it works. Alright, let's go to the next zone. So we're almost at our first half hour and I'm enjoying myself. So, I mean, we haven't even seen the new league mechanic. I don't know when that's going to pop up. This is my first time going in, you know, raw here with my experience. But overall, I'm enjoying the game, man. Alright, we got a new specialization. Like I said, level 8 is our next one. And then it tells you have like a minimum one. So now we have a minimum of 2. So I can lock in anything. Now certain things will cost mana. If I mouse over, you see mana cost over here. And Umbral Blaze is actually pretty good too. But I do like Cinder Strike. We can mess around with this. There's one where you can dash. It will throw in shurikens. Here we go. I think it's this one. Yeah, so you can throw shurikens after dashing. Now, the combo is then you would run dash and you would then level up and you would get your shurikens, and your shurikens that you level up and put points into, if you get like multiple projectiles and shurikens, when you use it, it will be the advanced version of it. So any skill points that you put into shurikens instead of, let's say, acid flask, it will work. So there are cool things that you can do. You can also, one thing I really liked with this is this can give you heals. This is a really good one to get, especially for the bosses when you run out. I'm going to lock in this one so I can show you guys how it works, and it's really cool. And then we also have like the passive points, and you can see, well, now I'm going to go ahead and get some damage here. And let's go progress for another few moments, and yeah. We got to remember to continuously dash here. Because again, the campaign for any action RPG is going to take time. We can also move this one over here. There we go.
Not happening.
Maybe swap this one up here. Oh man, our damage is really good right now, though. Again, one key note is dexterity or your main stat for most characters. There's a way to stack. Oh, I forgot what you can stack. Oh, is this a new mechanic? Let's see. I don't know, actually. This is supposed to be Tombs of the Erased, so I'm assuming it's supposed to be like Egyptian themed. But once we're out of mana, we gotta spam the other skill. Ooh, he's doing some big damage here. But remember, we have the heal for 30 on every dash, and that helps out a lot. Also, maybe get some of the flasks to drop over here. But this guy's gonna be quite challenging. Summons a twin at half speed, and he has increased attack speed. Okay, well. Oh, also in this game, you can get negative mana. What? Wait. Like two. Are they attacking each other or something? It's interesting. lightning. Okay, we got one of them, I guess. This is exiled mage. Okay, I don't think this is a new mechanic. What's this shrine? We got something. But yeah, that little heal, surprisingly, is so strong. Oh, this is a little, like, spinning blade that we got. Let's see if we get some good reward. Hopefully we'll get something really big from killing this guy. And it'll be exciting. We also have that unique ring to check out. We haven't checked out yet. But yeah, that extra heal is so clutch to have, because again, this way, if we're on a boss. Okay, there we go. Ooh, we dropped an experimental. So now it has 2B summoned on potion use. Cool. So there are really, really awesome uniques. And again, pick up all these. They look kind of like they're orange. Can't use that right now. Let's see. We have increased damage over time, physical resistance, and 2 health regen. And our current other one has chance to poison on hit, and I like that, so I'm going to keep that. Now we did get a unique, so it's 30% chance to poison on spell hit. 1 to all poisons. We have 3 to all attributes, 13% damage reflected, and increased poison damage. That works for our build. That is really awesome. So let's go swap to that. And then we got this experimental belt where we get B's on potion use, so that's going to be fun to mess around with. Honestly, if I was to give this game like since we're doing like the first 30 minutes of my impressions of the game, I'm having a lot of fun, especially since we just got those 2 new like items. So I'm going to pop my potion here. Let's watch the bees. Do they do good damage? It's pretty mediocre, not gonna lie, but you know, if they're like targets that can maybe apply a debuff or something. There is a couple, like, I don't know, there's like a unique sword that has like a bee built into it. Let's go ahead and end it off with this big chest over here, and I'm gonna go ahead and kind of wrap up my thoughts on my first half hour and experience of the game. I'm enjoying the game, I'm having fun, and I think that's the most important thing with any video game, right? And with Path of Exile, there's moments where I genuinely feel frustrated. With Diablo, I don't really feel that frustration in terms of like difficulty, especially because I've been playing the game for so long. But one thing that I like with this is because I have thousands of hours in Diablo, and I only have hundreds of hours in Last Epoch. I say only, but I mean that's quite a bit for any video game to have hundreds of hours into it, right? But I'm enjoying myself. I like it. I think that this is worth playing. Now I haven't gotten to any of the newer mechanics here, in terms of the like Tombs of the Erased, because that's the season mechanic. But sometimes like that may not be unlocked till later. Let's go see what this bow does. We have increased bow damage. We have 18 bow damage and a 2% critical strike chance. This one has a damage over time, so that's kind of what I want to benefit off of. But this is where I'm going to go ahead and end off for our first little play session of it. You guys can let me know, did you guys like Tomb of the Erased? But again, if I was to give the game a score, I would still give it right now an 8 out of 10. The thing that's only missing, especially from, you know, since I've been playing so much like Diablo and Path of Exile, coming back to this game, I mean, dude, like, I got a pretty decent amount of loot. I mean, I got this, which is legendary, but it's not like something that's going to completely change my build because I'm not running spells. If I was running spells, well, this would be huge because we also get that dodge rating. It's like an item that just dropped for us that definitely does work. But I'm enjoying it. I give it an 8 out of 10 so far, but I'm going to go ahead and play like a little bit more, and then after an hour, we'll kind of review, and I'll give you guys like another numerical score. But I'm enjoying myself. It's just the combat. If they got that combat right, dude, this game is a 9 or a 10 out of 10 easily, especially since they updated the crafting materials, because now it just absorbs, and how it works is you can craft. I don't know if I have that hotkey for it. Oh, here's like the crafting menu here. We're going to put in an item, and then we basically get to add more mods to it. I'm going to actually show you guys this real quick, because this is what makes this game so cool. So I can put health on kill as a suffix, and all it would do, I'm sorry, my face is kind of blocking this. I can't move my thing because this game is, unfortunately, I'll show you what the item turns out and looks like. But basically, you have, the item has 18 forging potential. And what that means is that I have 18 crafting potential on it. When I put something and I want to mod it, it reduces that number randomly. So the crafting in this game, while it is random, I still think it's the best, because no matter what, you're still getting that mod on the item. It's just that how much more tiers and how big the mods are can matter. And right now we have basically, does alt work? So you can see the prefixes on this item are increase bow damage. Now, I can also increase that in tier, but it's also going to use foraging potential. It has the best crafting system. It's like so easy. Let's go to health on kill. Boom. And then now it rolled and it got, we got 5 health on kill. That's going to be actually pretty good for our build. And you can see I went from a blue to a magic item with just that. And again, the crafting materials are basically automatically kind of absorbed. Now you can also shatter the item, and whatever mods it has will give you basically little pieces of crafting materials for the next one. Like, you can craft in this game pretty consistently, and I like that. It's really, really awesome. The crafting in this game, legitimately top tier, 11 out of 10. But anyways, that's my first 30 minutes impression of the game. So far, 8 out of 10 in terms of how much fun I'm having, but I know that the crafting in this game is absolutely superior. I'm going to lock in with this, and we're going to go continue, and anyways, that's the first 30-ish minutes of it, and I'm enjoying myself for sure on Tombs to be Erased.